Let's begin. Today is August 27th, 2024, and we're solving the Daily Turing Machine Puzzle. Today's puzzle uses the following 6 criteria cards. Criteria card 7, 9, 12, 17, 19, and 22. And the puzzle uses the green verification cards. The code above is your way to get more information on today's puzzle by searching the code on turingmachine.info. Let's go solve. So in the grid above, we've got our 6 criteria cards. On the top row, we've got criteria card A, criteria card B, and criteria card C. On the bottom row, we've got criteria card D, criteria card E, and finally criteria card F. Criteria card A looks at our last digit, the circle digit, and will let us know whether its value is an even digit or an odd digit. Criteria card B will look at the 3-digit solution and will let us know how many of those digits are 3. Are there no 3s? Is there a single 3? Perhaps 2? Maybe even all 3 are 3. Criteria card C will look at our first and last digits, triangle and circle, and compare them. So should the value of triangle be less than circle? Should they be equal? Or should the value of triangle be greater than circle? Criteria card D will look at our 3-digit solution and will let us know how many of those digits are even. Are there no evens? Is there a single even? Maybe 2 evens? Perhaps all 3 are even. Criteria card E will look at our first 2 digits, triangle and square, add them up, and compare that sum to the number 6. So should the sum be less than 6? Should the sum be equal to 6? Or should the sum be greater than 6? And finally, criteria card F will take a look at our 3-digit solution from triangle to square to circle, and will let us know a little bit about the order of the digits. So should the digits appear in an ascending order, meaning that they're increasing, as in the example 135, or should they be in a descending order or decreasing, as in the example 421, or finally, could they have no order, as in the example 231? Notice that in the example 231, we first start off at 2, increase to 3, and then decrease down back to 1. So it's that shift from increasing to decreasing, or in other cases, decreasing to increasing, that is one way to define the 3-digit code to have no order. Other puzzles have revealed that if you have 2 consecutive digits next to each other and they're equal, that also is an example of no order, since there is no increase or decrease between those 2 consecutive equal digits. And remember, the objective of today's puzzle is to find that unique 3-digit code that abides by all the 6 criteria cards that we just described. And so we're going to start off with an initial proposal of 314. So the first thing I want to do is I want to test criteria card A. Okay, so the Turing Machine does approve of my choice for circle. I did choose an even 4, so it's letting me know, yes, circle is in fact an even digit. So let's go ahead and type that up in section A. Circle is an even digit. And since it is even, I can cross out all the odds. So crossing out 1, 3, and 5. Okay. So I'm looking at all my choices. We do already have a single even. Just trying to see what would be a good criteria card to test. Yeah, let's go ahead and test criteria card D, the number of evens. Okay, so the Turing Machine does not approve of my choice. I do have a single even. It does not approve of that. So let's see. Obviously, it can't be 0 since we've already established circle to be even. It doesn't prove that a single even is correct. So the only choices are that it's either that there are two evens or all three are even. So let's see. I think I recall a puzzle I did a few, maybe weeks ago, where I think I had this criteria card D and criteria card F, and that if you list out all the possibilities, if there are three evens, there's no way, or that would mean that there would be no order. And so, so if you think about it, obviously if it's the same even, that implies no order because there's no growth. If there are two consecutive evens, like 2-2 or a 4-4, that also has no order. And if you sort of shift the evens about, like say 2-4-2, that's no order. So I'm actually going to deduce that there are in fact two evens in our solution. So that's criteria card D. So again, it can't be 0 because we do have 1. It doesn't approve of a single one. And I believe that if you had three evens, that all of the possibilities of 2s and 4s would imply no order. And so that would mean that this card is irrelevant. So that means we can't have that. So that means that we are left with two evens. Now, which of triangle and square are the other evens? I don't know. You do have criteria card C, where we're comparing triangle and circle. So that would be an interesting card, because I think then we could deduce the other case. Well, if it's wrong, currently I have 3 and 4. If it's wrong, it doesn't necessarily imply that it's equal, though. And because I've deduced that there are two evens, I guess I could, well, let's see. There are a couple of options. Even with criteria card E, typically we have two evens. You could have the sum be 6. Oh, no, you can't have the sum to be 6 because circle is even and only one of these is even. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So I guess we could test DE, and if it's not less than 6 as I have it, it must be greater than 6, because it can't be equal to 6. Yeah, let's go ahead. Yeah, I think that's probably maybe the best option. So yeah, let's go ahead and test criteria card E. Okay, so yeah, it approves of the proposal. So the sum of my first two digits is in fact less than 6. So let's go ahead and type that up in our notes for section E, that triangle plus square should be less than 6. And since the sum has to be less than 6, that means neither triangle nor square can actually be a 5, because 5 plus even the smallest 1 is already 6 or larger. So we can actually cross out the 5s. And I believe that does it for this round. Yep, we've completed our 3 Turing tests. And now we're going into the phase where we'll be discussing how to construct a good second round proposal. So again, notice that we did not test whether there's a 3 or not based on what we've concluded thus far. Either the 3 is there or it's going to be a 1 because there are no more 5s. And then we also have this ordering or comparing between our first and last digits, and then there's the overall ordering of the solution. So let's see. So we know that the sum of the first 2 digits has to be less than 6. So yeah, I guess technically it can still be a 4. We know that circle's even. One of these is even. So we know that it's only going to be an odd and an even. What if there is a 3? That would mean that obviously 4 could no longer be triangle or square, because that would give us something greater than 6. So it would have to be something like 3, 2, some ordering of 2 and 3, in fact, because you can't have 2 odds. It would have to be, if it's a 3, then it has to be a 2. So yeah, thinking in those terms, I guess you could have maybe even no 3 and then a little bit more complex, nuanced solution where you have 1 in either a 2 or a 4. So let's see. And perhaps, maybe triangle is an even, and maybe they're not equal. Yeah, that would be almost the interesting case where triangle could be one or the other even, 4 or 2, and there is no 3, and then you choose square 1, and both those cases would be less than 6. So let's see, how can we choose? Is there a way to choose one or the other? Well, I guess, let's see, if triangle were, say, greater than circle, but how would you establish which of triangle and square to be the odd one? So you say there are no 3s. So what's the difference between, say, 1, 4 and 4, 1? Perhaps triangle has to be the greater one. And if it's greater, there's nothing greater than 4. So yeah, you would be forced to pick 4 for triangle, 2 for circle, and then, of course, the 1. But in that case, do you really need to know that there are no 3s? So perhaps then, because if there is a 3, you're forced to pick a 2. So 4, 1, 2. Yeah, well that makes 3 irrelevant, or criteria card B irrelevant. So then perhaps maybe it should be 2, 3 in some order, and then somehow, let's see. Yeah, maybe this is a better option. Maybe triangle is less than circle. So it's 2 for triangle and then 4 for circle. And then you have to choose between 3 and 1. And that's how criteria card B will be played. So it's either going to be 2, 3, 4 or 2, 1, 4. So let's see. But how do you guarantee you want triangle to be less than circle? So that would have to be 4. So why can't triangle be 3? As in 3, 2, 4. Interesting. Well, let's see. And yeah, we haven't even talked about the ordering. So if triangle is less than square, maybe that's it. Partly the ordering, maybe. Well, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 4. Yeah, I'm just not sure. So if triangle is less than circle, it won't be a 2. Yeah, maybe 3, 2, 4. There is a 3, but you don't know how to choose it, and then the ordering tells you that it should be 3, 2, 4. Let's go with that, 3, 2, 4. Okay, so the first thing, let's see, what can we test? I think if we test whether there's a 3 or not, that would mean that triangle or square cannot be 4. So that would be helpful. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's test criteria card B. Okay, yes, it's true. There is a single 3. So let's go ahead and type that up in our notes in section B, that the solution has a single 3-digit. Oops. Okay. And again, based on my previous deductions, I'm saying that there should be only 1 odd. So I'm going to cross out the 1s. So there is no 1. For either triangle or square. Okay, and because there is a 3 and the sum has to be less than 6, again I am saying that there shouldn't be any 4s in either triangle or square. Okay. So let's see. So yeah, so we're going to have 2, 4 here. Technically, I guess we can still have equal like 2 2s, but my guess is that it's not going to happen. Let's go ahead and see if well, let's see. If I test the the ordering criteria card EF, I'm really leaning towards that there is no order. So how many possibilities are there for that? It would be 3, 2, 4. Well, technically there could be also 3, 2, 2. Let's see. Oh, that's interesting. So we have 1 descending. Well, just to play it on the safe side, I probably need to test everything. Well, let's go ahead and test criteria card C. Okay, so it's also true, we're comparing triangle and circle, that circle needs to be greater than triangle. My triangle is 3, my circle is 4, triangle is less than 4. So, or 3 is less than 4, so triangle has to be less than 4. So let's go ahead and type that up in C. Triangle is less than circle. Okay, so all that means is that circle can't be 2 based on what I've already crossed out, because both 2 and 3 are less than 4. So yeah, so that means that circle is 4. One of these has to be a 2. So is it descending or no order? So again, I'm thinking it's no order, but you know, I just have to test it. So let's go ahead and test criteria card F. Okay, so yeah, my instincts were correct. I just was not, I guess, 100% positive that that was going to be the case. So there's no order, so therefore it has to be 3, 2, 4. So triangle is not a 2. And square is not a 3. And so I believe the solution should be indeed what I have in my proposal, and that's 3, 2, 4. But let's confirm. Okay, so if the solution is 3, 2, 4, and I apologize, it's a little lagging, let's confirm what we have here. Is the last digit an even digit? Yes. Let's see, D. So D was the biggest deduction here, where I deduced that there are 2 evens. And I did put down that I deduced, so it's not like I confirmed it, but based on the available information, I'm saying that there's 2 evens, and there are. And then E is that there is no, or sorry, not the sum of the first 2 is less than 6. It is. Okay. And then all of the second round are true for 3, 2, 4. So it looks like either it was confirmed, and D is the only one where, again, I deduced, but it looks good. So let's confirm. Oh, and I forgot to type in that the solution has no order. Okay. And so yeah, let's go confirm that 3, 2, 4 is indeed the solution. All right, 3, 2, 4. Okay, fantastic. Well, now let's see how we did versus the Turing machine. I believe we tested everything. One of each, yeah. So at least we tied. If not, maybe we could have even beaten it. Well, we will beat it with a tie. But we did do A, D, E, and D being the only incorrect. And the second round we did the 3 remaining. So A, D, E in the first round. A, D, E. And then after talking through, we came up with a good second round proposal. Okay, so we beat it by 1 question. So again, I felt I felt confident about the possibility of the proposal, but still there's a little lingering doubt. And so when you have a little bit of doubt, it's just much safer to test all the criteria cards that you need to get that positive feeling. And so, well, what are your thoughts? add them to the comments. If you like the video, please do give it a thumbs up so that more people can find the channel. And if you don't want to miss out on any future videos, make sure to hit subscribe. Well, until next time, have a great one.